Okay, I'm back. Thought we should go outside, have a different background scenery. Uh, so anyway, yes, COVID happened. Um, but, my business went to zero. Everyone thought it was only going to be a few weeks, and so I thought, okay, well, this is going to be fine, no big deal. And then, as we all know, it just went on and on and on, and I realized that this just isn't, it's not going to come back anytime soon. My business, people are not going to be traveling uh, like they were for a long time. So I was like, okay, got to kind of get this going sooner rather than later. So I started figuring out maybe where I wanted to live. Maybe I could sell my place there and move somewhere and have my dome home. So I started doing research on every state. Well, not every state, but areas of the United States because I wasn't willing to leave the country just yet. Um, so I kind of just ruled out a lot of areas for different reasons. Kind of narrowed it down to New Mexico, Colorado, Utah areas. They seem to have fewer natural disasters, very beautiful states, um, stuff like that. My biggest thing is I needed a lot of sun and also good prices as far as buying property because I wanted to have property. And so I settled on New Mexico. Um, there's over 300 days of sun a year, which is crazy to me after living in Oregon. So, yes, I decided New Mexico. I would get on the internet, look for property. There was some really, really cheap property, but those parcels were pretty much very far from any towns, cities, anything like that, and I needed to be somewhat close to a town because I wanted some social interaction. I wanted to kind of get more out of my shell and interact more with people, have a social life, and all that. So I started looking at places not too far from like Santa Fe, Albuquerque, things like that, Las Vegas, New Mexico. And I found a great realtor here, and he started looking out for me, trying to find just the right place. He knew everything that I wanted. I needed, enough to have animals. I really wanted a well, and I discovered I really wanted a view after I saw the views that were possible here. Not too far from a town, like maybe half hour or something like that. So I flew here a few times during the pandemic, which I didn't really want to do, but I had to look at these properties, and things just weren't quite right with any of them for a couple of years, really, probably a year and a half maybe. And then I found this place that had pretty much everything I was wanting, minus the rough road, but that's not the end of the world when there's so many great things about this place. So I got this property, and then started getting my house ready to sell in Oregon, which was a huge undertaking. I'd lived there for so long. I had so much junk in the sheds and, nooks and crannies and stuff. And so that was a lot. That was huge to try to clean that up and sell it. But managed to get that done. And then moved here to the property. It was just bare land. I had bought a fifth wheel to live in, supposedly, while the house was being built. I wasn't real realistic about that, I guess. I just thought, yeah, no problem. But I came here, I drove with some of my belongings and my 3 dogs and a cat, a very packed car, and moved into this fifth wheel on the property, and it was kind of a nightmare. It was August and hot, very hot, and the fifth wheel was very hot. Most of the things didn't work in the fifth wheel because I was trying not to spend money on it, and instead put money in the house. So stuck it out for a few months in the fifth wheel with the 3 dogs and a cat, and then I had brought my horse here, so he was living around the fifth wheel in a fenced area fenced area I had built, and it was just too much. The heat, the flies, the lack of most amenities in the fifth wheel, it got to me. And so we moved into Airbnb, thinking it wouldn't take too long to get this house built and move in. It ended up taking a lot longer than I thought it would, and it was quite a bit more expensive than I thought it would be too. Just prices in this area are pretty high for materials and labor, and it was a ways from town. Oops. And it was during COVID, so everything was more expensive. So just all those things. So it ended up being probably a year, somewhere around a year, for this to get built. Sorry. So anyway, I don't know if you can. I'm not sure if you can see much of a view from here. Just wanted to give you something else to look at. I'm not sure. It's so bright out here. It's hard for me to tell what you see. But anyway, I moved in here finally about a year, a little more, maybe a year and a half ago. And I love it out here so much. It's fairly remote, but that's what I want, because that's what I am. That's how I was raised, away from people. But it's still close enough to town, so I can, drive in every day if I want to. The view is magnificent. I live off grid, so I've got a well, I've got solar panels, and that takes care of everything I need, at least currently. So I will just be telling you about some of these things, some of the problems I've had, and just, you know, the growth, like what I'm doing now, what I'll be doing in the future. You know, just that's it, I guess. I mean, that's it. I'll show you my animals. Here comes one now. Cutie Pie. That's not his name, but he's a cutie pie. I don't know if you can see. Orion. Hi, Orion. He's my doll. Best dog ever. So I'll introduce you to all my animals eventually. And that's kind of it. I'll take a little break here and maybe just talk a little bit more, and then that'll be good for this time around. And hopefully it will be interesting enough for people to keep tuning in. So I'll be right back. Okay, so it seems I'm a little bit more talkative than I thought I was. So that's all I'll have for right now. And I look forward to doing my next video. I'm hoping to have maybe a video out every week or two, depending on what's going on around here. And I really hope that you will tune in next time to see what's going on here. Bye.